Hi, today's short video lecture is about the last chapter of Jeanette Winterson's Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit, and a couple things that I wanted to discuss. First of all, we have the interweaving of the story of Wynette, which I've got queued up here. And Wynette has to leave the village, which of course coincides with Jeanette's having to leave her town, her hometown. And Wynette, like Jeanette, has a fraught relationship, right, with the people around her. And Elsie, we find out in the pages leading up to this passage right here, has passed away. So one of Jeanette's closest friends, really somebody who has been a formative role model for her, is gone. So the passage here that really strikes me, right, is just this last sentence just before the end of the break here. As she she goes out to sea on the boat. The sail is pulling and the sun is out. Now there is nothing about her but water. One thing is certain, she can't go back. Right? So the impossibility of return here is what enshrouds Wynette. So then we cut to some future time, maybe not too far into the future, when Jeanette she's made it to a city. We don't know what city it is, right? It could be London, it could be Manchester, who knows? But she has, like in so many coming of age tales about queer people, the movement is from a town to a city where things are more accepting. And what's interesting about this is that I think Jeanette is it's not like you get to see the new life that she's created for herself. You get to see maybe glimpses of it. But usually these coming of age tales end in the new city, and it's like the open possibilities lay before the reader. But here, the question that she gets is, when did you last see your mother? You see that up on your screen. Someone asked me, someone who was walking with me in the city. I didn't want to tell her. I thought in this city, a past was precisely that. Past. Why do I have to remember? In the old world, anyone could be a new creation. The past was washed away. Why should the new world be so inquisitive? And then, of course, she returns, and I'm just going to scroll down to the very last pages here. She returns to, she returns home, right? And in the last pages are about her mom. And I'm wondering why, right? Why would she end with her mom? And, she comes back and her mom's like, hey, it's not like she's totally torn off from her daughter or forbidden her from coming to her. And these last two paragraphs, we find out about how her mom's church has fallen apart because of corruption, right? Imagine my mother's feeling. This is the second to last paragraph. The Society for the Lost had been a bitter blow. The Moricom guest house a terrible shock, but this was the final straw. I stared into the fire, waiting for her to come home. Families, real ones, are chairs and tables and the right number of cups. But I had no means of joining one, and no means of dismissing my own. She had tied a thread around my button to tug when she pleased. I knew a woman in another place. Perhaps she would save me. But what if she were asleep? What if she sleepwalked beside me and I never knew? Then the back door slammed and my mother marched in on a gust of wind, the knot of her headscarf blown up onto her cheek like a patterned goiter. What a mess, she raged, throwing the letter onto the fire. If I'm not sharp, I'm going to miss my broadcast. Fetch the headphones. I passed them over to her, and she adjusted the microphone. This is kindly light calling Manchester. Come in, Manchester. This is kindly light. So the last words spoken here are from the mom. And I think that that's significant, right? That this return happens, that this reunion happens. And I'm wondering what your thoughts are about this, as I am wondering about your thoughts on so many things from the last pages of the memoir here, of the novel here. So I'm going to ask you to do a collaborative annotation, two entries and 2 responses. And please have your entries and responses be on the reading for today, which I think is 141 to 176. So collaborative annotation, and that will be how you get your 2 points if you do the 2 entries and 2 responses. Okay. Take care. Please reach out if you need anything, and I will see you on Tuesday.